Subscribe for more.
I never imagined my marriage would unravel over something as small as a birthday invitation. Not cheating caught red-handed, not a screaming fight, just a moment where I realized I wasn't being taken seriously by the woman I built my life with. My name is Daniel. I'm 42. I've been married to Rebecca for 11 years. We live a quiet life outside Bristol. Nothing flashy. Mortgage, routines, shared calendars. I work logistics for a regional firm. Rebecca works in marketing. She's ambitious, sharp, social in ways I've never been. I admired that about her. Still do, maybe. The distance didn't start with her boss. It started earlier. Late nights. Work events I wasn't invited to. Inside jokes she never explained. I told myself I was being paranoid. Men are taught to doubt themselves first. So I did. Her boss, Marcus Hale, entered our lives gradually. First as a name, then as a presence. Rebecca mentioned him constantly. How brilliant he was. How demanding. How much he relied on her. She started dressing differently for work. Staying later. Smiling at her phone. When I asked questions, she'd sigh and say I was reading too much into things. I didn't accuse. I observed. I waited. Rebecca's birthday was coming up. 40. A milestone. I suggested something small. Dinner, close friends, family. She wanted a party. Big. Loud. People from work included. That's when I said it. Calmly. Clearly. If your boss shows up at your birthday, I told her, I'm done. She laughed. Not nervously. Not awkwardly. She laughed like I'd told a joke that didn't land. Then she said, You're being ridiculous, Daniel. He's just my boss. That laugh stayed with me, more than any late night or unexplained text. Because laughter like that isn't confusion. It's dismissal. The days leading up to the party were tense. Rebecca acted normal. Too normal. Humming while cooking. Chatting about decorations. She never brought Marcus up again. I didn't either. I figured I'd said my piece. Boundaries only matter if both people hear them. The night of the party arrived. Our house filled quickly. Music, voices, wine glasses clinking. I played host. Smiled. Thanked people for coming. Rebecca floated through the room, glowing. Everyone noticed her. I watched from a distance. An hour in, the doorbell rang. Rebecca was across the room. I moved to answer it. I already knew. Marcus stood there holding a bottle of champagne. Expensive. Confident. He smiled like he belonged. Like this wasn't crossing anything. Daniel, he said, extending his hand. Happy birthday to your wife. I didn't shake it. Behind me, Rebecca froze. For just a second. Then she laughed again. That same laugh. You actually came, she said, like she was pleased. Something inside me went quiet. I stepped aside and let him in. Not because I approved. Because I was done explaining myself to people who'd already decided I didn't matter. The rest of the night blurred. I watched Rebecca and Marcus talk. Too close. Too familiar. He touched her elbow when he laughed. She leaned in. Not once did she look at me. Not to check. Not to reassure. Around midnight, guests started leaving. Marcus hugged her. Long whispered something that made her smile. Then he left. I waited until the door closed. Did you hear what I said to you? I asked. Rebecca rolled her eyes. You embarrassed me, she said. In front of everyone. I nodded. You crossed a line. She shrugged. You don't get to control my work relationships. That's when I understood. This wasn't about control. It was about respect. And I didn't have it. I went upstairs. Packed a bag. Slowly. Deliberately. Rebecca didn't follow me. Didn't ask where I was going. She was already on her phone. At the door, I paused. Not for drama. For closure. I meant what I said. I told her. She didn't look up. You're overreacting. I left. I drove to a hotel near the motorway. Slept better than I had in months. The next morning, I turned off our shared accounts. Changed passwords. Called a solicitor. Not out of spite. Out of clarity. Rebecca texted later. Angry. Confused. Said I'd ruined everything over nothing. But it wasn't nothing. It was the moment I realized my presence was optional. My boundaries were jokes. My marriage was a stage where I played a supporting role in someone else's story. I didn't leave because of Marcus. I left because my wife laughed when I told her where I stood. And I refused to build a life where that happens twice.